So I'm sick today, and I've been staying in bed wanting to blog and thinking, I don't want to blog because I have to get up and put my makeup on, and then I have to act all happy, and then I have to edit videos. And I thought, wait a minute, I don't have to blog all the great things in life because there's a lot of crap in life too. And if we only talked about the good things and left the bad out, then what kind of testimony would that be to God's grace and how He takes our imperfections and He takes our past, our present, and our future and turns it into His glory. So I thought maybe I would just share with you guys a little bit of my imperfections because we're all imperfect people, and I keep hearing a repetitive theme in ministry. I've been listening to pastors preach that, Pastor Joe, I guess, put it really, really well. Christ came on a rescue mission when He came to earth, and He did. He rescued us from ourselves and from the world. And, some of the things about me you may not know is I'm sitting here without makeup on, which is very uncomfortable for me. I've got really bad insecurity problems about my skin. I have really bad acne. So you can see, luckily this camera doesn't show it as bad as it really is. But that makes me really insecure. And I have other insecurities based on my past, of which I guarantee it, there's something in my past I share with at least one other person in this world. Because there's really nothing new under the sun. I've been divorced twice and married. That's, a tough pill to swallow. I've had struggles in my own marriage with Jeff. Earlier this year, I found myself questioning, was this the right thing to do? And I'm sure there's, I still love him and we're together, but those things happen. We question where we're at in life and where God brought us, but you just keep pushing forward. And, I had a really jacked up childhood. I know what being verbally abused is. I know what not feeling like a parent for a parent's presence is. My parents were divorced, and it was pretty nasty. I lived with my grandparents, which wasn't pretty all the time. My sister and I pretty much hated each other when we were growing up. And my dad died when I was 16. He actually took his own life. And shortly after that, his brother took his own life. So I know what loss is too. Major loss, because I was pretty much my dad's pet. He was my entire world when he passed away. And then I grew up to take those things and turn them into fears I ran from, and tried to fill the desires of my flesh with other flesh, and struggled with things of this world, and tried to seek out affections through the opposite sex where I just needed to turn to God. And I've dealt with my own addictions. I've dealt with my own bad mistakes. I was a teen mom who didn't even really know who the dad was. I have a beautiful son because of it. But I know I was a huge rageaholic. Like, anger so bad that I would hurt people physically and, verbally, but more physically. I was a brawler. I was known to snap and fight, and people would come to me to pretty much help them physically handle other people, which was violent. It was just violence in my heart. I was mad, and I hated everybody, and I hated the world, and I wanted to show it with my violence. I had to overcome that. I know what it's like to have to really go to your knees and humble yourself and forgive a parent. My mom and I really didn't have a connection. Probably more than like 5 years ago, I had a lot of bitterness in my heart, and I really didn't want anything to do with her. And it was, from past things that had happened that she had asked for forgiveness for, and I had very openly forgiven her, and she's a great woman and I love her. But that was rough to have to forgive a parent, because I really, really didn't want to, and I did, and I'm glad other women out there who share that. Let's see. I know what it's like to have social services come to your house. I know what it's like to have a special needs child, like most of you know, and I know what it's like to have your life flash before your eyes, looking at a knife pointing in your direction. I also know what it's like to be really pissed off at God. I know what it's like to have to swallow your pride. You know, my first marriage didn't work out. My ex-husband had a long-term affair on me. And I thought out of retribution and revenge on him and owing it to myself, I justified my own affair with somebody and had to deal with the consequences of that because he turned into a stalker, and that's a long story. But anyways, all these things, and there's more. We all have dirty laundry, and I just kind of put it out there for the world, so please be respectful of it. And I put it out there just to tell you that life isn't perfect, and we all have our story, and we all have things that make us imperfect, but it's okay because we have a God who loves us, and we have a God who says wonderful things about us that I want to share with you. So read the following and listen to it and think about your own imperfections and fill in the gap with some of what you read. I hope you guys are blessed by it.
Days will come when you don't have the strength, when all you hear is you're not worth anything, wondering if you ever could be loved. And if they truly saw your heart, they'd see too much. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You are made for so much more than all of this. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You are treasured. You are sacred. You are